Star Trek is ready to answer one of the biggest mysteries from Picard Season 3. Star Trek. Picard Season 3 gave fans everything they could have asked for. The full Next Generation crew back together, a heartfelt send-off for Jean-Luc Picard, and a thrilling new twist on the Borg. But for all the emotional closure it delivered, one mystery still lingers at the heart of the story. It's a mystery that Star Trek seems finally ready to explore. What exactly happened to Jack Crusher after the finale? And what does his unique Borg Federation hybrid nature mean for the future of Starfleet? That open-ended thread, quietly teased in the final moments of Picard, has been one of the franchise's most tantalizing cliffhangers. When Jack Ed Spelliers accepted his assignment aboard the newly christened USS Enterprise G under Captain 7 of 9, it felt like the beginning of a new story rather than the end of an old one. Fans immediately wondered what his connection to the Borg really meant. Despite being cured, Jack remains biologically altered by his assimilation link, a product of both Borg technology and changeling manipulation. And with Star Trek now teasing multiple upcoming projects set after Picard, the franchise seems poised to finally answer what Jack's hybrid nature means for the future of humanity and for the Federation itself. The legacy of Jack Crusher. Jack Crusher's origin story is one of Star Trek's most fascinating. The son of Jean-Luc Picard and Beverly Crusher, he carries the genetic legacy of two of Starfleet's finest. But Season 3 introduced a darker inheritance, a dormant Borg code embedded in his brain, a result of Picard's assimilation decades earlier. That code allowed the Borg Queen to manipulate Jack and ultimately use him as a conduit to assimilate Starfleet officers through their transporters. By the finale, Picard had entered the Borg hive mind itself to rescue his son, severing their connection and seemingly ending the Borg threat for good. But Star Trek fans know the Borg never truly die. They evolve. And Jack Crusher, a human who was once connected to the collective yet retained his individuality, may represent the next step in that evolution. He could embody the final bridge between humanity and the machine, an idea that Picard only hinted at, but never fully explored. Seeds of a new story. The Enterprise G. The christening of the Enterprise G was a powerful symbolic moment. The torch passed from the Next Generation era to a new generation of explorers. Captain 7 of 9, Commander Raffi Musiker, and Ensign Jack Crusher form a new core crew, one that blends legacy with renewal. Yet the final scene, with Q appearing to Jack in his quarters, turned what could have been a simple ending into an open mystery. Q's warning that Jack's trial was only beginning suggested that cosmic forces still had their eyes on him. The Continuum doesn't intervene lightly, and their fascination with Jack implies he is far more important than anyone realizes. If Star Trek's upcoming projects, whether a Starfleet Academy series or a potential legacy spin-off, explore the Enterprise G's adventures, Q's words will likely shape Jack's arc. Could Jack be the first step in a new kind of evolution, one that reconciles individuality and collective consciousness? His brief time in the Borg hive may have left him with insights or even powers that set him apart from any ordinary human. The Borg's shadow still looms. Even though the Borg Queen was destroyed in Picard Season 3, the Borg's influence can't simply vanish. The Federation's own transporter system was compromised, meaning countless officers were briefly assimilated at a genetic level. That's not something that can be undone overnight. There could be dormant code or subconscious echoes of the collective buried deep within those who were affected, including Jack himself. If Star Trek chooses to explore this thread, it could turn the Borg from an external threat into an internal one, instead of cubes invading Federation space. The next Borg frontier might be psychological, a battle for identity and free will within the very people Starfleet relies on. And Jack Crusher, as the first to overcome and coexist with Borg influence, might hold the key to curing or controlling it. This would not only deepen Jack's character, but also evolve the Borg concept beyond what Voyager and Picard have already done. Instead of simply representing technological assimilation, the Borg could come to symbolize the dangers and the potential of interconnectedness in a post-AI Federation. Q's return and the nature of humanity. Q's reappearance was more than fan service. It was thematic. From the Next Generation onward, Q's fascination with humanity has centered on growth, compassion, and the balance between logic and chaos. His decision to test Jack mirrors his earliest tests of Picard, suggesting that the Continuum now sees Jack as humanity's next great representative. If Star Trek revisits Q and Jack, the story could become a spiritual sequel to the Next Generation's most philosophical episodes. Instead of judging humanity's survival, Q might be judging its evolution. What does it mean to be human when you carry machine DNA? When your mind has